Hello everyone, my name is Andrea and I am the Director of Development at Brass for Africa. We are a charity with a mission to transform the lives of extremely disadvantaged children and young people through music across Uganda, Rwanda and Liberia. Today I'm going to talk to you about what we do and how we do it. But before I go into that, let me explain why we do this. I come from Spain, my colleagues come from Colombia and Italy, and I'm sure that between all of us here, we come from very different parts of the world. And the fact is, it doesn't matter where you come from, you have the right to dream. You have the right to opportunity, you have the right to feel respect and loved equally, and you have the right to aspire. And this is where music comes in. Music is a common language. It connects us all, and it doesn't discriminate between age, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, ability, disability, you name it. It's an incredibly powerful tool. And at Brass for Africa, we don't only believe, but we know that it creates brighter futures. And through my field of work, I have witnessed how music is quite literally saving lives. Si podéis poner el vídeo, por favor.
What do you think of when I say Africa?
Some of you might be thinking starvation, corruption, homelessness, and extreme poverty. Yes, this can be part of our reality.
But it is also like this. Here at Brass for Africa, we work with over 1,000 children and young people every week in partnership with over 30 community programs across Uganda, Rwanda, and Liberia. We're made up of dedicated, knowledgeable, and inspiring people who come from the communities in which we work.
We create safe spaces for girls and young women like me. We learn, perform, and work as equal.
We champion the differences between us and leave no one behind.
We prepare the young people we work with to take on the next challenge in life.
We bring positive change, hope, and aspiration to our community.
Music is life. Music has the power to do all kinds of things. The power to engage, inspire, heal, educate, transform, and save lives.
So, what do you think about Africa now?
So where did it all begin? This is my colleague Jim Trott, MBE, and he is the founder and the executive director of Brass for Africa. He is an amateur musician himself, but he is also an airline pilot. He flies commercial planes for a living. And 10 years ago, he got given 30 rather old, tarnished and dented brass instruments. Not knowing what to do with them in the UK, he decided to put them in the back of the plane. And he took them to Uganda, where he left them with one of his friends, Bosco, who is a musician and who runs a local orphanage. He thought, right, that's it. I can go back to the UK and continue my life. Little did he know. He kept coming back to that orphanage, and he noticed the transformation that music was bringing to the lives of these children and young people. He noticed changes in their behavior and changes in the way that they were interacting with each other, a little bit like what Hwang Yu was just saying. And so eventually, everyone in that community wanted to become part of this music group, and more instruments were shipped, more programs were created organically, until Brass for Africa became the big organization that we are today. We work with over 1,000 children and young people every week, delivering music education lessons. We've employed more than 40 African employees. In fact, 95% of Brass for Africa is African, and all of the teachers were once the students. We work in partnership with over 26 organizations, including the United Nations, Plan International, Oxfam. And we operate across 3 countries in sub-Saharan Africa: Uganda, Rwanda, and Liberia. The big question today, why music? Why not water? Why not food? Why not building wells? And of course, yes, we need those things as human beings to survive. But Alison Balsam OBE, our patron, answers this question in an incredible way. And that is that life is more than just survival. It's about flourishing as a human being and releasing your full potential. Life is more than just survival. To give you an idea, the children and young people that we work with are slum dwellers, street children, children and young people from juvenile detention centers, refugee camps, children with disabilities. They are children and young people who have fallen through the cracks of society. They are not heard, they are not listened, and they are most definitely not supported. A big statistic for me here is that 55% of the population in Uganda are under the age of 18, and 1 in 2 women are married by the age of 18. It's an incredibly difficult life to live in, never mind thrive in. But music changes everything. It gives them a voice so they can be heard. It gives them a purpose so they have a reason. And it gives them belief, the belief in themselves to do something and to become someone in their lives. And on a more practical note, music education actually teaches 8 key things. And I know that there are some musicians in this room, and so you will back me up with this. Life skills. This is really the core of the Brass for Africa curriculum. Leadership skills, confidence skills, communication, teamwork, grit and perseverance, problem solving, concentration. These are all skills that every musician in this room, in this world, will know and will have simply by playing an instrument. Think about it. Confidence. You need confidence to come up on stage and to perform. Teamwork. You need to work as a team to play in an orchestra. These are, of course, at Brass for Africa, we teach music, we teach scales, we teach arpeggios, we teach pieces. But this, for a child or young person who does not have any hope for a bright future, this becomes life itself. Let me give you an example. Last year, during the pandemic, we saw and we witnessed a huge rise in gender-based violence and in sexual abuse in sub-Saharan Africa and the rest of the world. There was one girl that came up to us and reported that she was being abused at home. We were able to work with the local councillors and the local leaders, and that girl is safe today. She came back to us and she said that had it not been for the confidence skills and for the communication skills that she learnt through music, she would have never been able to have the courage to come up and speak up. If that is not changing and saving lives, I really don't know what else could be. And so that leads me to the big word and the big theme that we have today, and that is transformation. And this is really what wakes me up in the morning. This is really the magic and the main driver of Brass for Africa, and that is creating social impact through music. And there's four strategic key pillars, four skills that drive all of our work. Gender equality, disability inclusion, community empowerment, and workforce readiness. Gender equality, creating a safe space for girls and young women in society. In sub-Saharan Africa, girls and women are the ones who suffer the most. 74% of them are not employed, 60% of them never finish school, and 25% of them are mothers by the age of 19. But music changes that. Music changes that because it brings girls and boys together to learn, grow, perform, and compete as equals. And what's more, when girls go up there with their bands and they march through their community, they send this message of gender equality back to their community. And they inspire the young girls from that community to be someone and become someone in life. Disability inclusion. I don't know if you know this, but in sub-Saharan Africa, in many places in sub-Saharan Africa, a person with a disability is actually considered to be cursed. From myths and legends, a person with a disability is considered to be from the devil or cursed. And so because of that, they are neglected, they are abused, they are abandoned. But music, again, changes that. Not only it brings great joy and hope and transformation from within to the children and young people with disability, but it changes the perception of people with disabilities in the community. It teaches and shows the community that everyone is equal and that we can all be in this together to embrace difference. One key thing is to employ people with disabilities to actually become teachers. This is Tadeo, and I know that from this picture you might not notice, but he doesn't have any legs and he doesn't have any arms, but he's an incredible trombonist. He has performed with Wynton Marsalis, he has performed at Ronnie Scott's in London, and he works in Uganda every day, showing people that he is just as capable and just as equal as everyone else, and that he deserves the chance to dream as everyone else. Community empowerment, bringing communities together to advocate for positive change through music. One example, for example, is that we work with communities who have issues themselves and who want to advance those issues and work on those issues. Brass for Africa works in 3 communities where the rate of HIV and AIDS infection is extremely high. And so what we've done is we've created 3 music groups in those 3 communities. And we've invited young people and children to join. Then, once they become friends, once they've become acquainted and they perform together, we invite local experts to talk about HIV and AIDS. Since that program, we've raised HIV and AIDS awareness by 80%. People come to the music lessons, they learn music, but they also learn about HIV, and essentially, it's saving their lives. This program has just started. I didn't know whether I could get a picture for it. This is a partnership we have just launched with the United Nations. This truck you see here is called the Music Lab, and it's a studio, it's a recording space, it's a teaching space, and it's a performance space. It's located in Bidi Bidi refugee settlement, which is just north of Uganda, South Sudanese border. There's 250,000 refugees here, girls and women, most of them. Suicidal rates are extremely high, and so is gender-based violence. And so we're working with the UNHCR, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, to bring those statistics down through music. And already the impact is outstanding. And my last key pillar, workforce readiness. Preparing the young people that we work with to dream and to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve in life. These here are our new teachers, and as I said earlier, all of our teachers have come from the programs themselves. But some of them have become human rights lawyers. Some of them have become engineers. Others have become teachers elsewhere. And some of them are even professional musicians in London and have joined the British Army as professional musicians. I work at Brass for Africa, and I've been a worker at Brass for Africa for 3 years, and every time I tell this story, I get stuck because I just think how incredible that is that music can change and transform so many lives. Some of you have asked me, oh, how can we get involved? What can we do together? And the answer is, we can work together. One of the things we do, aside of working in sub-Saharan Africa, is we create projects and cross-cultural initiatives outside of the African borders. In 2019, we brought 12 musicians over from the slums of Uganda to perform across the UK. We performed at Ronnie Scott's in London, and we were artists in residence at Cheltenham Music Festival, where we performed alongside Wynton Marsalis. This is the first time any of them ever left their country. They were street children. They didn't even have passports. We had to go and find the grandmothers to testify that yes, they were family, and yes, they could deserve a passport. I mean, that's a whole other presentation. The tour was so successful that a feature film was created. And that feature film today has won awards such as Best Documentary in Raindance Festival in London, Raindance Film Festival, and it's currently touring the world across big festivals and venues. So I could explain the film, or I could show you the trailer, so that you know what we're capable of when we come to this side of the world.
Katwe is the biggest slum in Kampala.
For a kid to live in here, it's very, very tough.
Music was a new beginning.
It united us together. Music is power.
My dream is to play on the biggest stage in the world.
I want to teach children what I know. Wynton Marsalis is my hero. I can't wait to meet him.
I play the biggest instrument in the band, the tuba. My dad didn't like it at all, and he was like, no.
It's the best feeling for me to play with my band. I've been playing with them for like 10 years now.
My passport is not back yet. Time is not on my side.
This is the home of British Army music. They have this potential to achieve this greatness.
This is where my life is going to change.
Yo, Julius, what is that?
Ghana band practice. This is my style for UK, African style.
I'm representing everyone at home.
I want to inspire people. I want them to see what I can do.
The energy is infectious.
As soon as I held the trombone, I fell in love with it.
This is for that note. I really like to inspire girls in Uganda. You can do it.
I want my young people around the world to always be empowered, wherever we come from. To poor, because they're not going to give up.
The film is called Topowa, and it actually means never give up in Ugandan. As I said, we were in Cheltenham. This next summer, we're going to Lucerne Festival, and we're going to do a 2-week tour across Switzerland. And already today and now, I'm planning a tour in Spain in 2023. We're going to bring a group over. So if you're interested and you want to talk to me, I know we have a few meetings today, email me or come and find me. I'm here today. I'd be very, very delighted and interested to tell you about it. Thank you very much for your time. I've really enjoyed being here, and thank you for listening. Thank you.